Hi, everybody. So, Fürstenau number 21. Um, I played from the Moyes edited version of this. There's two versions. There's one that's on ISMLP, and there's the Moyes edition. And I prefer the Moyes edition because for me, I think it makes more musical sense of it. Um, he's put breath marks in that kind of change the way that you would really feel about it if you were to just play it with your own breath marks. But I think it makes more musical sense. So at some stage in this recording, I'm going to put a copy of both the editions up on the screen so you can see for yourselves what I'm talking about. He's also added some extra dynamics. So like in the opening runs on that first line, it then goes to a diminuendo at the end each time he does that, and that's so much harder to do than if he was to just blow full and free and whiz up to the top. But I think in terms of a technical study where you're trying to master things like that, then it's better to do the harder version. It's better to practice being able to do that in a study such as this. So he does that quite a bit, and the breath marks, they make sense. In the Largo section, there's a breath mark on the second bar of the Largo, and it just helps with that smorzando to die away, and it kind of gives it a finish, and then you start again with the languendo section, and it helps the musical intention to come across if you follow the breath marks that Moyes has put in. So I would recommend you have a look at it if you're only playing from the ISMLP one. In terms of practicing it, I found the opening four lines, well, no, the opening two and a half lines, that first quaver pattern run, my fingers kept wanting to do more notes. It wanted to go down to the octave and up to the octave top. So what I did was ended up counting how many notes were in the run, which is 24, and then just grouping them in eights, just whilst I was initially learning it. And then once I'd got that rhythmic sense to it, then I just forgot about the eight and played it, and somehow it all fitted in my fingers. It just helped to make sense of it, so it was much easier to play. When you're doing those runs, I think it's really important to keep your upper lip relaxed and your airstream consistent, so that as you're blowing through, rather than getting blips for the different intervals, you'll just get a nice, good, smooth, long run all the way through to the end and an even tone across all of them. In the Largo section, I think it's really important to think about the speed of your trills. So to help with the languendo feel of it, start the trills a little slowly and then speed up, just to help get that feel for it. It's reflecting the emotion of the phrase. If you do that, if you were to do super fast trills all the time, it just wouldn't make sense. So be aware of that. Also, Fürstenau's writing in both editions, there's different rhythmic notation for all the runs. They go from crotchets right through to hemi-demi semiquavers. So I think you need to reflect the different tempos of the runs too. They're not all super fast. Some of them are slower. In the last line of the first page, you have that section where you've got semiquavers with the tails going down, and then you've got the hemi-demis on the B to C sharp trill bit. It helps if you concentrate on the sound and the accent for those semiquavers, and the demi-semiquavers, hemi-demi-semiquavers will just play themselves. As a general point on piano and pianissimo playing, don't tense up. Never tense up. You've got to try and keep it free. You've got to keep your airspeed vibrant and moving, and you control the pitch with your aperture. The pitch and the volume can be controlled by your aperture, and just keep your airspeed consistent and pushing through, and then it keeps the note alive and it stops it from going flat. I think the most important thing to remember with this is that you get the most out of it, but you also have some fun as well. Yes, it's Studies are an opportunity to study technique, but also study music, music interpretation, and stretching yourself. It's generally not going to be performed in public unless you're doing some crazy thing like some Elizabeth Walker sponsored challenge Fürstenau thing. um, it's just studying different techniques, and I think for this one it is evenness of tone across the octaves, and obviously fast fingers and trills, and sound and dynamics and interpretation. um, use it to develop those skills in yourself, um, and have some fun along the way. They are lovely, lovely studies. um, I found this one quite challenging because I really don't like doing trills, but it's needs must. We all have to do things we don't like. So if you have enjoyed this or you've learned something from it, then do please consider donating to the link that's attached to this, wherever it may be posted. We're doing our best to help musicians who maybe be struggling at the moment because of the times we're living in, and they need our help. So thank you very much, and enjoy the challenge. Bye bye.